Watch the first 2 parts before continuing the legend. With Rock back, again, the White Chariot crew praises him for his bravery against the Rangers and for Davy Jones returning him, which is clearly eating Vakar up inside, and Vrak knows it. Smugly choosing the next course of action, using the knowledge of the morphing grid obtained by Davy Jones, Vrak discovered about the Netherworld and he wants to use the Nihilox against the team. Jealous of his brother, Vakar suggests, why don't we also use one of the greatest privateers in the Empire? We see that privateer flying, and what a monkey. With the pirates, their bounty went up again, due to destroying the Emperor's brother Megaforce. Marvelous is very whatever about it, but Donnie's concerned that because of this might lead to even stronger opponents coming after them. Meanwhile, the Netherworlds revealed that Master Xandred's boat was taken over by a new Nihilok warlord, Grottogin, until a mysterious figure emerges from the Sanzu River. Octoroo's upset. Oh no, not another warlord. But wait, that silhouette. Ooh, Xandred has returned. They immediately surrender. The pirates meet up with the Mega Team to hang out at Ernie's. They haven't had it before. It's this great juice spot. What? And Ernie's like, yeah, I brought it back to how it used to look. I got a lot of insurance money on this place. 90s nostalgia is very in right now. And we see a subway train, and out from it, some familiar-looking boots and a familiar katana. Later, the pirates are walking, and Donnie slips on a banana peel, and he's like, wow, I thought this only happened in cartoons. What the? And they see a monkey, and they have a clearly fake voice saying, hi, Martin. Everyone's confused, like, huh? What? Is this a Zangiak general now? Who's Martin? Marvelous smacks Donnie, saying, yeah, that's me. But don't call me that. And there's only one person who would know that. And out behind the monkey, it's revealed the voice comes from Burden, who notices that Marvelous is wearing his dad's old coat. Everyone's super confused, and Marvelous says, he's no one, let's just get out of here. And Burden's like, gasp, I can't believe you didn't even tell anyone about your best friend. They're not even good enough to mention your real name to. This slight against his crew angers Marvelous, so he attacks, but each blow is blocked by the monkey, Sally, until Sally clashes her cymbals with Marvelous' head between, knocking him out. Meanwhile, the Nihiloks are attacking the Mega Team, and they're confused who these new foot soldiers are, which leads into a baseball stadium where they use old loogies. But then suddenly, what? Who are these guys? It's the Power Ranger Samurai, who aids the Mega Team until Xandred arrives, and that's not Xandred, that's Vrak in a costume. The Samurai team is confused how Master Xandred returned, but Jake points out that that's not Xandred. But the Samurai don't care because they'll take them down anyway, fighting until Vrak hops out, knocking Grottogin outside until he dries out and escapes. Marvelous wakes up, but wonders where everyone is, until he gets a call on his legendary morpher from Burden, who has his own legendary morpher, calling the gloat that he captured his team, and he's got 1 day to come and get them, or he'll send them to the Zangiak, or you can exchange the Ranger keys for them. The Samurai team introduces themselves to the Mega Team, saying they were called from Gosei through the morphing grid, coming from their dimension here. Marvelous meets up with everyone, explains the situation, and we get a quick recap of Samurai. The other pirates try escaping through the air vents just to end up in another cage. Meanwhile, with Vrak, he's bringing the Sanzu River directly into the main timeline because he wants to flood the world. Burden's got the Rangers ready for a trade-off, them for the Ranger keys. And it's going until Marvelous tosses the chest in the air. The chest opens, spilling out the keys, as well as a legendary morpher, which Donnie grabs with his mouth. Sally tries stopping them, but Luca trips them. Burden and Marvelous fight. Joe catches the Spirit Master blue key, and he awkwardly helps Donnie morph, freeing everyone else. Navi flies in, grabbing the Ranger keys in the chest and heading back to the galleon, but Sally was able to grab a couple keys. Then Burden reveals a trumpet, saying, "Thank you, Lavira." Summoning clone copies of RPM Wing, Robo Knight, Mighty Morphin White, Samurai Gold, Solaris Knight, In Space Silver, Lunar Wolf, Down Thunder White, and the Mercury Ranger. Marvelous calling Jade and say the plans have changed, and he replies, yeah, they definitely have, finding the Sanzu pit. So the Mega Team and Samurai Team team up as the pirates deal with Burden. They get the crossover team morph, and the pirates also get a long morph. Cut in between both battles until eventually the Rangers defeat all the Ranger clones. But Burden got away, but no time, so the pirates help out. We see the Samurai and Mega Team using their powers together, even cloning the Black Box powers. The pirates go legendary Forever Red and deal with Octoroo. As the rest are trying to seal back the Sanzu River, until Vrak and Grotto Jin grow giant, as well as Davy Jones' resurrected matter core, so the pirates deal with him as the rest deal with the Nihilok. But Vrak summons all the strength of the Sanzu River to toss it at them, and Metacore seems a lot stronger than he previously was. But due to Marvelous being willing to sacrifice the greatest treasure in the universe, the Ranger Keys and find the greatest treasure in the universe, to rescue his crewmen shows his loyalty, which proves he has the heart of a samurai, which lets them unlock the Wild Samurai Gigazord, as the Samurai Mega Team combine their powers to defeat Vrak. And Vakar screams, yes! No, my brother, I loved him so much. I'm crying, not laughing. Anyone who says I'm laughing is getting airlocked. Snooze ensuring Vakar that he's always liked him way more. The three Ranger teams get some gelato and send them back to their own dimension. Another invasion, but Marvelous's head is clearly not in the game as they summon the SPD Legendary Zord. Later, Donnie just flat out asks, okay, what is the deal with Burden? Marvelous gets up and he's unverbal, so Navi just starts and explains. Marvelous and Burden were like brothers. Marvelous's father, Rufus, was a scientist hired by the Zanyak to study the Star Beast swords on Miranoi, until he finally started realizing the Zanyak only wanted evil things with the swords. So one night, he grabbed his son's orphan friend, and they stole a Zanyak galleon, eventually becoming the Red Corsairs. No matter how much of an uphill battle it was, they fought the Zanyak and tried to stop them as much as they can. Burden and Martin were inseparable, coming up with nicknames like Marvelous Martin and D-Joker. They even built Navi together, from parts from Aquarius. Burden wanted to call Navi just Brady, but Marvelous came up with the nickname Navi. They're not just a navigator, as they gave their first fortune. To defeat the greatest empire the galaxy's ever seen, you must obtain the greatest treasure in the universe, hid behind the Ranger Key. To start the journey, you must return to where it began. And that's why Marvelous wanted to take the Ranger Keys in the first place. Everything changed one day when they were suddenly attacked in the night. And it's revealed that Burden betrayed them to get a pardon from the Zanyak. They also used the Zanyak's resources to find the treasure without actually telling them. Rufus and Martin fought tooth and nail against the Zanyak that night, being completely overwhelmed. Rufus gave his code to Martin, saying, "Keep fighting the Empire and find the greatest treasure," pushing Marvelous away as he sacrificed himself to make sure that Martin got away. Martin took the code and became Captain Marvelous, remembering what Navi said and returned to where it began, heading to Miranoi during the rebellion where it was completely scorched by the Zanyak. This is when Marvelous met up with everyone, and we see Donnie swinging on a vine to make it to the Red Galleon, just to comically smack into a window, and "Please let me come with you." Which brings us into the now. Oh no, and the more Zanyak invading. But now with Marvelous being more open and getting that off his chest he's more in the games, they summon the dragon. Meanwhile, Burden's watching, and he's calling someone, saying, "Oh yeah, I love the gift you gave me, but can I also get one of those old Zanyak galleons and make it black?" He has in one hand a suspicious, unique Ranger key. As from an even further distance, someone else in red is watching. Very unique for Power Rangers, we begin with a bank robbery, and the bank robbers have the weapons from the X-Borgs. But at the bank, there's Justin from Turbo, all grown up. He sneaks into the bathroom to morph, and he takes out the bank robbers. This is being watched over by Lavira, who's studying the morphing grid, and Vakar is still upset about the Rangers, so he summons the royal chef, Invidious. They get his royal coffee, 98% low-fat milk, 1% actual coffee, and plenty of caramel drizzle. It's revealed that Invidious has a major crush on Levira. It's been like that since they first met in high school, back on the Zangiak homeworld. So after some dealing and 14 years salary, he got a love potion. And it works. But not on Invidious, because the first person Levira sees after it is Justin. Meanwhile, the pirates are learning Earth customs like crosswalking and stuff. And Invidious will do anything for his beloved Levira, so he sends an army of X-Borgs down to get Justin. The pirates are nearby, go legendary Mighty Morphin, send Invidious into retreat. Afterwards, Justin introduces himself to the Rangers. It's revealed after the events of Turbo. He's become a part-time driving instructor, but his real passion is with coffee. Justin thanks the Rangers and gives them some iced coffee that he made, which tastes terrible, and there's some comedy of them trying not to spit it up in front of him. Meanwhile, Levira is literally singing and dancing how much she loves Justin. So Invidious, ever willing to please his love, goes down to get Justin again. Levira, hearing Justin's going to be there, goes down with. The pirates show up, and they decide because Justin to go legendary Turbo. But Justin reminds them that's not Turbo. And he says, hey, whoops, same members, it gets a little confusing sometimes, sorry. There we go. As Levira is getting really weird, the Rangers get really goofy, but this actually works against Invidious. The guys on the white chariot are watching the entire time, kind of weirded out, especially Vakar, who thinks this is the weirdest, so it just grows him big. As the potion wears off Levira, but now Invidious is so big and strong, he finally has the courage to admit that he loves Levira, and Levira says that she loves him. But not in that way, you're a great friend, though. And then he gets crushed in another way. Later, pirates are helping out with Justin, teaching car safety to kids, until they find Invidious literally sitting in the dumps. Being able to survive, but he feels terrible. Bailey, feeling bad for him, asks what he wants to do now. He admits that he's the royal chef to the Zangiak, but it's going to be so weird going back to Levira after this. His true passion is to open up his own food stand, which gives Justin an idea. Two crazy guys open up a coffee shop. It's not really good, but Invidious does improve it, and hey, even introduces some alien cuisine, which seems to be popular. Invidious is enjoying himself and likes seeing people enjoy his food, unlike Vakar, who always took him for granted. Plus, he's the first alien to live openly on Earth. Until some guy with a suspiciously familiar accent, but wearing a hood so we don't have to pay for makeup, says, yeah, we'll make that the second, actually. Navi gets a prediction. Hits head, and now it's confused. You lot should be on the lookout for somewhat spectacular silver person, or something. Well, that's not specific at all, as we see a shooting star that turns out to be a Zangiak ship. The next day, during a Zangiak invasion, the Mega Team finds that a bunch of X-Borgs were already taken out, as the field commander for the episode has a bomb. They play hot potato with it with the pirates until they go legendary 6 Rangers. I wonder why. But the commander also has an impervious force field, until Donnie as Mighty Morphin Green accidentally drops the Dragon Dagger on the back of it, which kind of breaks it, causing him to retreat and get yelled at by Vakar for breaking such an expensive thing. Later, they question what the Mega Team meant, and they continue their quest to find the silver thing. But the only person in silver they find is someone training to be a hot dog eating contest. But this is interrupted by the commander returning, but then someone appears dressed in, X-Borg parts, and they have their own morpher. What? Pirate Ranger set sail, and he becomes the Silver Pirate. Jumping into the battle, and he's actually really good. He even has his own trident that turns into a blaster. But oh yeah, that impervious shield knocks him back. So the pirates go in to help, but that thing on the back of the collar now is a bomb. Vakar brags that was his idea. The Silver Pirate realizes it and tosses the collar off of the commander. Damaris is disgusted at the idea that they put a bomb on the commander, while Snootus tells him to watch his tone around the prince. He leaves, and Vakar rails into Damaris for daring to question him. The commander survives and he thanks the Rangers and runs away. Everyone's like, whoa, what? Now who's this silver pirate? The silver pirate introduces himself as Orion of Andracia. His home was destroyed by the Zangiak, and the Morphin Grid led him here. Everyone meets back at the command center, and Orion tells his tale, explaining how long ago Andracia was yet another planet conquered by the Zangiak. At the time, Orion didn't really care because he was a miner in a small town. Everything was fine for him. He even had a Tangarian girlfriend explaining his wristband. One day at the mine, he found a huge crystal with a phone and a key inside. Tripping around it, he kept both to himself. A month later, the Zangiak attacked the planet, with the planet trying to resist getting completely stripped for its resources. The planet's own Power Ranger team, Jacka, tried resisting, with Orion's girlfriend being the Pink Queen of Hearts. They resisted well for a while, but under the command of Commander Rules, the Zangiak brought down their iron fist on the planet, completely annihilating the Rangers. Eventually, that key he found earlier started glowing in his pocket. He moved it closer to the phone, and suddenly he found out all this knowledge about past Power Rangers from Earth. Donnie says something similar happened to himself. But as Ryan continues, he became the Silver Ranger, but it was far too late. The population of the planet was taken off-world as slaves or worse. So Orion lived off the land for a while, being the last man on Andracia. But then the Zangiak came back to strip mine the planet, so he used that crystal from earlier to knock one of the ships out of the air. And after 4 months of repair, he finally got the ship working, and those visions of the Rangers sent him here. Gosei goes human form to personally apologize to Orion, admitting they created the Silver Legendary Morpher. He saw visions from the Morphin Grid of what would happen on Andracia, so he tried sending the Morpher to Andracia through the Morphin Grid, but there's no time in the Morphin Grid, so it's sent way too late, as well as crystallizing from the Morphin Grid energy. The pirates liken what happened to Andracia to what happened on Miranoi, and Orion promises that won't happen to Earth. And with all that settled, I'm in desperate need of a haircut. So lighthearted makeover montage, during which Noah heard Donnie's complaints about the Zangiak might be sending tougher troops, so he's been working on a way to improve the pirate blasters. Orion settles on a new look, as Commander Rules makes it to Earth. So the pirates go to deal with them. We get original footage of them going Lost Galaxy, and Orion being there. And for Andracia, he hits Rules with a legendary supernova. Using the legendary Wild Megazord, they hit him so hard into the air he blows up in front of the White Chariot. Orion feels a little bit of closure because of that, but he's also feeling really hungry. He hasn't eaten anything but bugs and fish for 2 years. So he ends up joining that hot dog eating contest from earlier, and coming in second place. And in space, we see a black galleon flying. Make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button for the rest of the series.